In this video, I am going to show you how to concatenate strings, and strings is anything that is text. So text is referred to as strings. And in this video, we are going to concatenate city, postal zip code, and state. And even though state and city are location data, they are fundamentally strings. And even though postal zip code is location data, it is fundamentally a number. So in this video, we are going to concatenate state and city. And the word concatenate just means addition. Whenever somebody says concatenate something, they're saying add something together. And to create a calculated field for strings, we just right click anywhere and click on create calculated field. And let's call this state, zip, city, and zip. Alright, and to add state and city together, we'll just bring state into the calculated field and bring city into the field. And as you can see, it gives you an error message right here. It means you are missing an operator, so it's basically asking you, how do you want to combine state and city? And since concatenation just means addition, we can just use the plus symbol. And just like that, it tells us that our calculation is valid. So let's go ahead and click OK and see what this looks like. So this is our new calculated field, and it's a string because it says ABC right here, and it has the equal to symbol next to it, which tells you that it is a calculated field. Let's bring it into our view. It says Alabama Urban, so this is state and city together. Let's go ahead and bring state into the view and bring city into the view. As you can see, our calculated field is correct. Now, this doesn't have any spacing between them. It doesn't quite look right. So to fix that, we'll just go back to states, right click, and we'll go to edit, and it brings our calculation back. Now to add spacing between them, we can just use comma and then plus again. And then it tells you the calculation has errors in it. So in Tableau doesn't recognize white space. Whenever this white space is not recognized in Tableau naturally, that's because this white space is just there for us human beings to be able to recognize our syntax and be able to read our syntax easily. And this comma is showing a syntax error because it needs to be in quotation marks. So whenever you are writing something that's a string, it needs to be in quotations. So if you've done any coding at all, you know that most times you put a string in quotation, and the same applies in Tableau. For Tableau to be able to recognize this as a string, it needs to be in quotations. Now let's go ahead and click apply. And as you can see, the comma has been applied to our calculated field, but we still want space between it. And to add space, we just add space right here. So this spacing right here is recognized by Tableau because it is inside the quotation strings, but this spacing is not recognized by Tableau as a space. So let's go ahead and click apply. And as you can see, the spacing has been applied to our calculated field. So we'll just go ahead and click OK. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I told you we are concatenating state, city, and zip code. Let's go ahead and bring zip code into the view here, and we can see the zip code for everything, right? Let's go ahead and add postal zip code to our calculated field. So from here, we'll right click, edit, And let's just do what we did before, plus symbol, and then brings postal zip code into the view. And it says the calculation contains errors. Alright, and if we click on this error to say you can't add string and integer values. So like I said earlier, postal zip code, even though it is a location information, it is fundamentally a number. You cannot add two different data types together. So postal zip code is an integer. City and state are both strings. You cannot add a string to an integer. In order to add a string to an integer, you have to convert the integer into a string. Alright, and to convert this postal code integer into a string, you use a conversion function. So you can scroll up and down and search for it, or you can just search for something right here. But in this case, I'm just going to use this drop down and go to type conversion. And as you can see, string is one of the ones. So it returns a string given an expression. So even though it is still fundamentally a number, we can convert it into a string. And to do that, we can just highlight postal zip code and double click string, and the string expression is added to the string function is added to it. Now this calculation is valid because we are adding string to string. Let's go ahead and click apply. And as you can see, the zip code has been added to our calculated field. Let's go ahead and add some spacing to that like we did before. Apply, and that's it. Our concatenation is done. So we have successfully concatenated the state, the city, and the postal zip code together. And this is how you do string concatenation in Tableau. See you on the next video.